Okay, I'm just going to do a quick audio test now. Greetings to anyone that's joined this live chat, live video. Bear with me. Okay, I'm getting the same background noise that I got last night in my tests. Apologies for this. I hope it is bearable. Let me know how it is your end. I noticed a few people caught my live stream last night where I requested the help to test my audio, and I'm grateful to a few of you guys. Liz R, I remember, she put in a lot of time and help. Thank you to her. I am actually going to make that video private now because it's not particularly relevant to the rest of my channel. Right. And you're not missing much. It's just me checking my sound. Okay, my timer is about to run down. Let's see how we're getting on. Oh, I'm going to tweet out that I'm doing a video. Whether any of you guys come in from Twitter, I don't know. No one in the chat yet. But according to my count, let's see, 3 people watching. Oh no, 2 even. And probably one of those is me, so 1 person watching. That's alright. It sometimes takes a little while for the numbers to pick up. I've been going a few minutes. The topic of the video tonight is royal babies, as I'm sure you can see by the title of this video. One of my recent videos about Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's baby got quite a few viewers, which I was very grateful for. And I got loads of comments on it. I did address a couple of those comments last night, but perhaps I'll take a look at some of them tonight. Bright One Sky, you're watching, that's great, thank you. And Diane W, hello from Texas, hi both of you. How long have you guys been following my channel? Like I said, after a recent video, my subs doubled. That's why I'm going back to covering royal babies. It wouldn't be the first thing I would choose to talk about or watch videos about. But for the purposes of tonight, I'm going to. Denise Thompson, hi from Alberta, Canada. Hi. How are you guys over there? I'm guessing your time zone, it's probably about 6 p.m. Over here in the UK, it's 11:15 p.m. Fortunately, I don't have an early start tomorrow, so I can go for a little while tonight. I won't make it stretch out too long. Sounds like you're washing your bike in the kitchen. Bright One Sky, yeah, you're absolutely correct. I've been trying to sort the audio out. Right, perhaps I can get some feedback now. Where are we? Audio output. I'm using OBS. Now, most of my earlier videos have a terrible hissing noise in the background. Denise, that's 10 to 4 in Canada. I was a few hours out. I'm guessing you are a similar time zone to Central America. My geography isn't great. Right, anyway, I was going to have a look at my audio. I'm using a few filters. Let me know how it sounds when I do the following. Right, audio capture, noise suppression. Okay, close. Right, I'm actually going to check my own end to see if that's made any difference to the audio. We will get going soon with the subject. Bear with me. Not hearing anything my end now. Oh, I see why. I'd stop the video. that's making a difference to the audio. I'm going to go into the subject. Okay, guys. Yeah, it didn't sound too bad. Better than it did sound. Terrible hissing noises. That was never much fun. So hopefully the audio is a bit clearer than that. Yeah, I welcome anyone's feedback on that. Okay. Now, right, do we want to see, does anyone want to rewatch my video on Meghan and Harry's baby and my issues with it? Or have you all seen it? I'm guessing you probably have. The Sexy Nun, South Carolina, watching here. Sounds like a bit of running water, yep. Perhaps you could think of that as a therapeutic, relaxing sound in the background. Actually, it's nothing of the sort, it's terrible feedback. Right, I'm going to show in a minute my Is the Royal Baby a Real Born Doll? Unless anyone particularly says they've seen it and don't want to see it again. And then I'll skip past that and we'll look at, instead, we'll look at the videos of previous babies being introduced to the world by, well, particularly William and Kate on this occasion, because those people in the comment section of that earlier video made the comment that they hoped I was gonna do a video on, I think a lot of people mistook my video for racism, which is pretty stupid. Nowhere in my videos will you hear me make a reference to the colour of anyone's skin. I did have a previous video on why I think racism in football is fabricated, but that doesn't mean I condone racism in any way, absolutely not. Yeah, Denise, I'm glad that it's not as bad as that. Right, bear with me, I'm gonna get going. I'll show you my screen in a minute, you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, hang on. Sorry guys, I'm getting there. Intro slide. Okay. Here we are. Right, unless you've all seen this before, then you can see my latest video, and then I'll go through some of the comments, well actually no, we'll just have a quick look at this for the moment. Greetings everyone, I'll make another video on this sham of a couple, Harry and Meghan. They've continued the fabricated drama of this couple's relationship and have now gone on to the first baby. Like I said, I've made videos in the past. I looked at why their engagement is a sham. Watch that video to find out more. And then I made this one about what's Megman hiding under her dress. I showed that if you take one of these pictures and put it into Photoshop or GIMP, you get something interesting happen. You're able to sort of make the dress a bit transparent and see any lumps and bumps underneath. And as we can see, there's some very odd looking box under Meghan's dress in this picture. This was when they first announced she was pregnant. The first sign that the pregnancy was fabricated. Well, not the first sign really, but the first obvious one. the first sign was that Megan is a man. Anyway, going back to the baby that has allegedly been given birth to, let's just watch this video a minute. It's kind of ridiculous, but anyway, they do eventually start answering questions, even though they're not wearing microphones. Look at this, there's something interesting about this baby.
Hello, hi, congratulations. Thanks for taking the time out. I know you guys must be really, really busy, but Megan, can you tell us what it's like becoming a new mum and tell us a little bit about baby Sussex?
Hang on, just to start with, why are we thanking them for taking their time out to come and see them? Surely they called this press conference, didn't they? And we're at their accommodation, so why are we thanking them for coming out to see a bloody cameraman? Stupid. It's all part of the phony, fake story that these two are just a part of.
We're calling it.
It's magic. It's pretty amazing, and I mean, I have the two best guys in the world. So I'm
Look at those He-Man arms.
Tell us a little bit about your son. What's he like? Is he sleeping well, good baby?
Yes, he has the sweetest temperament.
He is sleeping very well there, isn't he? Doesn't move a muscle. They've done one of two things. They've either sedated him, or it's not even a real baby. Now, forget whether you agree if Megan's a woman or a man. Forget that. Would you put it past these people to use a doll in a photo shoot? We'll look closer at this video in a minute, but I came across an interesting tweet. It's suggesting that this baby here is Archie, and look at this facial hair, and in a bit hear what Harry says. Very weird. There is a particular tweet I want to see. Yeah, here we go. They're saying that this, which is a very lifelike doll called a reborn, is actually the same baby as these people used. And when you look at it, you can see the nose, this bit of flesh above the nose is here apparent. The mouth is in an identical shape, and that's about all they let us see of the baby. But we'll watch on a minute.
Really calm and
Where he gets that from?
yeah, and he's just been the dream. So it's been a special couple days.
Who does he take after? Does he look like anyone?
We're still trying to figure that out.
But everyone says that baby's changed so much over 2 weeks with basically.
This is interesting what he says here. Everyone says baby's changed so much. I got a feeling this baby's going to be changing an awful lot. They're going to keep swapping out the dolls, maybe bringing in real child actors eventually. I feel sorry for any child that has to pose as this hideous abomination's offspring.
Sort of monitoring how the changing process happens over this next month, really. But his looks are changing every single day.
Yeah.
So who knows?
And how you find parenting generally? Is it still a special moment?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, the parenting is amazing. It's only been 2.5 days, 3 days.
Yeah.
But we're just so thrilled to have our own little bundle of joy, and be able to spend some precious times with him as he slowly starts to grow up.
And I hear you're off to see two special people in a minute.
Yes.
The Queen and the Duke.
Yes, and we just bumped into the Duke as we were walking by, which was so nice. So it'll be a nice moment to introduce the baby to more family, and their mom's with us as well. So it's been a really, here we go.
Another great grandchild.
Yes.
Can we have a little peek at him? Just can't quite see his face. Wow.
He's already got a little bit of facial hair.
Listen to what he said. He's already got a little bit of facial hair. Stick to the script, Harry. Stop going off script, because now you're giving yourself away. As we see in this picture of a reborn, what do you have on it? Weird facial hair. I mean, okay, sure, you do get that on babies, I guess, but it was something I don't think Harry was meant to mention. We'll watch the last little bit of this video.
Oh, wonderful. Nice, thank you.
Thank you
very,
all
very
so
much.
much.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And thank you everybody for all the well wishes and the kindness. It just means so much.
See that nice bit of dupe and delight there at the end? They look at each other just with a look of disdain for the gullible people that fall for this. I can't blame people for falling for it. I mean, I once probably wouldn't have questioned it. And this here, I'm going to go along with the tweet. I think it's makes sense. I think it's a reborn. In fact, we'll go on to the Reborn's website. A real born is a replica of a baby. Yeah, you can buy these babies. They look very real. They use them in television, soap operas and whatnot. If you ever wonder how they manage to get the babies to stay so still, because they're using dolls half the time, and that's exactly what Harry and Meghan are using. Alright, well, share your thoughts and opinions, that'd be great. Hey everyone. Right, I've just had my cat join me on my lap while I was playing that. I've had a couple of questions in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. Diane W asked why try to cover up having a baby. My feeling they're both habitual liars. They're either liars or they're just people saying what they've been told to say, reading out a script. It does involve deception, of course, but I almost see anything these people do in front of a camera is something they've been told to say. They've had a script written for them to some degree, at least. Maybe not, but perhaps it is all off the cuff, I don't know. But I think it seems very rehearsed. Sorry about my split screen, by the way. Not the best. And then we had another question. Bright One Sky says, what's with the 2.5 days? Right, I think what he's saying is that people have advised him that babies will change over 2 weeks. He's not saying the baby's changed in the last 2 weeks. He's saying he's been told babies change a lot in the first 2 weeks. So I don't think there's anything too suspicious or too suspect to look at about that particular sentence. Now the comments section. Yeah, I've had a huge amount of comments on this video. Thank you for all that. I agree, Sandra, they are very false. And Ruby Roberts. Archie is Ruby, you say Archie's a reference to Antichrist, possibly. I did have someone make a comment about what the actual meaning to where the name came from. Yeah, Donna B, you're correct, the baby doesn't move at all, though I did have a comment saying the baby moves. I've had it all on this video, believe me. I've had people come in from every angle. Some people saying brilliant, some people saying rubbish, and everything in between. Something that constantly comes up is people saying that they might have decided to present a doll for privacy reasons, and that they just want to protect the baby's identity. In which case, don't call a press conference and ask the press to come and... Oh, have we gone off? I think I've been shot. Hugely appreciative to everyone that turned up and watched the video and replied. Like I said, a couple of people have brought up, well, I hope you're going to look at Kate and William's baby then as well, which is exactly what we're going to do today. They've obviously had 3 babies. This is actually a video. I'm not going to play the whole thing for fear of a takedown. If you play copyright protected material on your live stream, it will get shut down. Right, I believe this is the introduction of King George. It was really difficult to find an actual video of this. It was really difficult to find a good quality video of George being introduced. I couldn't find many of them. Ruby Roberts says Saxon word Archie or Arch with root. Someone said it was Archon. It was a fallen angel. Etymology. Right, okay. Yeah, someone did comment on the video that Archon was to do with a Roman god, or perhaps it was a fallen angel, as Ruby tells us. That'd be something to look up, Archon. Kept Grit. Welcome to the live stream. Thanks for joining us. ITV reporter that was there said the press and camera people had to stay far away behind the ropes. That made it suspicious to me. Well, you do see the crowd actually on these videos. To listen to it, you'd think you were at a, I don't know, I want to say Backstreet Boys concert, or Take That concert, or you're at the filming of a Britain's Got Talent thing, and people are mindlessly cheering. It's insane. Probably something that you would think would wake a baby. Right, I'm going to play this first video with the hope that I'm not infringing any copyright, because we are reviewing it for demonstration purposes. Okay? Yeah, but to listen to it, it sounds like there's thousands of people there. Which obviously there weren't. Okay, here we go. We'll watch this one.
He's got a good pair of lungs on him, that's for sure. He's a big boy, he's quite heavy, but we're still working on a name, so we'll have that as soon as we can. But it's the first time we've seen him really, so we've got a chance to catch up.
Yeah, it's very emotional. It's such a special time. I think any parent, I think, will probably sort of know what this feeling feels like. So.
Very special. I'll remind him of his tardiness when he's a bit older, because I know how long you've all been sat out here, so hopefully the hospital and you guys can all go back to normal now and we can look after him. So.
Hi everyone, looks like we've got streaming issues. I've got the video output low. I don't know what that means. How is it your end? Is it still working? Right. Now it says offline. I hope it's still working for you guys. What? Stream resumed. Okay, we're still going. Right, just checking that. Yeah, we'll go back to that video then. Yeah, I've got issues up here. I don't know if you can see. It's saying stream health. And it's a bit annoying. That's a shame. If it is interrupting the after his introduction. Sorry guys, it's difficult for me, bear with me. That's a shame if it isn't. Okay, seems to still be going, so I'll go back to this. Right, okay, it was a curious one. This is like the best copy of Prince George's introduction that I could find. A couple of things I noticed. Alright, one thing, like I said, all the cheering in the background. Like a concert. It's a bit silly. Okay, watch this movement the hands make. It's definitely moving, it's a moving baby. Cannot argue with that. But there's a few things that William says that I think are
Well, he's got a good pair of lungs on him, that's for sure. He's a big boy, he's quite heavy, but we're still working on a name, so we'll have that as soon as we can. But first time we've seen him really, so.
What did he just say? That's the first time we've seen him really? What does that mean?
So we'll have that as soon as we can, but it's the first time we've seen him really, so having a proper chance to catch up.
Right, bear in mind, he's just told us an anecdote of the baby having a good pair of lungs on him, meaning he can scream, he can cry. They've been around this baby when it's cried. But this is the first time they've seen the baby, so how have they got it very all of a sudden to not be making a noise? They very quickly quietened the baby down in order to be shown off to the public, so I don't quite understand that. I'll just look at the chat. Marita Jane, thanks for joining us. You can hear the background noise, can you? I have attempted to fix it. I never seem to have very good background on this. I do apologise. I hope the video is understandable and you can make out what I'm saying. Lynn, the button worked for William. In what sense? Are you suggesting there's a button on the bottom of this baby? Because that's an interesting point. Maybe. Well, yeah, like I said, the hand movements that the baby makes will tell us. We're getting movement, hold on. But as we go through and watch the next video, you'll see that hand movement becomes very familiar. Here is them showing off their second child. I've also got one of their christenings actually. That's Louis, not that one. Right, their second child is Charlotte. I should have a date really, shouldn't I? But it'll come up on the video. Like I said, I just want to go back and check. Streaming seems to be working alright. Yeah, we're good. I'm going to refresh that. Stream health seems to be working. Okay. Denise Thompson, Harry was pushing on the baby, really weird. Well, it seemed significant when he said he's heavy, he's quite a heavy baby. I never checked the weight of George. I mean, it wouldn't be a difficult thing to do, find out his weight, would it? Well, let's see. He definitely made reference to how heavy he was. We're going to get a weight, birth and baptism. I can't see the weight. I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Anyway, made reference to it being a heavy child. Okay, whatever. We'll go and now watch the introduction of Charlotte, and I think this one's very suspect. Appleton Gallery says the first one looks like a real baby. The hand movements are so complex, not a robot. Okay, interesting thing you say there. We'll watch on. Denise, you think they have an automated doll? It's too funny. It would be funny. Caroline Spencer, hi, thank you for joining the chat. It's great to have you here. You've been following my channel for a while, since my first video on Harry and Meghan, so thanks for keeping up. Marezo, Nevada, OMG, that baby doesn't move either. No, it doesn't, it's a bit odd. Right, we'll watch this second. No, the hands move, but the face doesn't. Anyway, here is Charlotte. Right, I will just point out at this point, a lot of this video is going to be rubbish, looking at crowds of people, probably not even here, oh, who knows what they're there for, but it's going to take them forever to get to the point. In fact, they're even going to show us Charles and Diana, I think. Hey, why not watch that for a laugh? I'm sure they show them in a minute. Here we go. Yeah, coming up is a segment of previous babies, so I'll shut up and we'll get on and watch it.
Well, there might not be the sort of hysteria we saw when Prince George was born here, but a royal birth will always draw the crowds, and there's still a good deal of excitement. The royal couple, having seen the fans waiting on television, even had pastries delivered to the pavement.
Pink ribbon! Pink ribbon! Yeah, Toto signs.
But any news of Labour was confined to general election coverage.
We're here for George, and we wanted to be here for this one as well. We couldn't miss it for the world.
Last time the atmosphere was so electric, and the feeling that we got when they came out with the baby, we couldn't miss it again. We couldn't miss this one.
Seasoned royal watchers are used to waiting for new arrivals, like William in 1982.
And Princess Diana is smiling, looking simply radiant.
Harry in 1984.
It was just a glimpse of him, wrapped up against a chilly afternoon.
And 2 years ago, for the birth of Prince George.
Well, he's got a good pair of lungs on him, that's for sure. He's a big boy, he's quite heavy, but we're still working on a name, so we'll have that as soon as we can. But it's the first time we've seen him really, so having a proper chance to catch up and see us.
Yeah, it's very emotional. It's such a special time. I think any parent, I think, will probably sort of know what this feeling feels like. So
It's very special.
Kate had let slip the baby was due mid to late April. Now into May, she too must have been wondering just when he or she would make an entrance. For days there was a state of limbo outside the Lindo, and then, just after 6 a.m. on May the 2nd,
breaking news for you, and the Duchess of Cambridge has been admitted to St Mary's Hospital this morning in the early stages of labour.
within minutes TV cameras went live. The sibling was on his or her way. Amongst those rushing into position was veteran Sun photographer Arthur Edwards, hoping for a photo with mum, dad, baby and George.
Well, you never know. He does everything his own way, William, and no one's ever done that before. When Prince Harry was born, Prince William was at home when they left. Maybe this time they may bring a little fella along.
Did that reporter seriously say no one's ever done this before? What, no one's ever had a baby before? Is that seriously what he's saying? And only Prince William can do it in his own way. He might even bring the other kid with him. Yeah, I'm sure he's the only dad that's ever brought a baby, one of the other kids, to the, if that's even what happens. But right, I don't want to put you through watching 22 minutes of bollocks, so I will skip ahead to when they finally get on the steps. But yeah, I'm not going to make you listen to these idiots. My goodness. Right, is this it? What do you reckon? They've still got that stupid music on. Alright, let's see.
The crowd would soon see the young prince, closely followed by his new sister. The new princess was on her way. All eyes were trained on the Lindo wing doors at St Mary's Hospital in Paddington. And then, proud parents definitely, but not the Duke and Duchess.
The first visitor this morning was the new prince's elder brother.
30 years ago, a toddling William was brought by Prince Charles to see his baby brother Harry.
Prince William trotted in with his father and stayed for 20 minutes.
All these years later, the crowd wanted William to bring his own son. They weren't disappointed. George was the first in line to meet the baby. He's already perfected the royal wave. This baby is born into a life of privilege and a lifetime in the public gaze. And And one day the nation may well be as fascinated by her children and grandchildren. In the future, her eyes will be opened to her public duties, but for now, her parents want her and her big brother to have as much of a carefree childhood as possible.
Okay, great. Right, I see we've had a few more comments. I'll quickly address them. But I do want to go back. We did see a very strange shot of the baby overhead. I thought that was... I don't know, what do you guys think?
One day the nation may well...
Let's see, mute it a minute, I think. Where is it? Okay, coming up.
Will be as fascinated by her children and grandchildren.
Right, we're just waiting for an overhead shot. It was... won't be a minute.
In the future, her eyes will be opened to her public...
That isn't the one I meant. It's a helicopter shot here. Right. Again, a very still baby. There we go. What do we think? What do you reckon, guys? Again, not moving a muscle. Staying very still. Right, yeah, I'll have a quick look at the chat. Denise remembers a little boy saying that they had to kiss the Queen's bootlace the time the residential children disappeared. What year are we talking, Denise, out of interest? Maria Sol Nevada. All the babies look like dolls. They do a bit, don't they? I am starting to wonder. But the best is yet to come as far as I'm concerned. This is just Charlotte. Wait until you see Lewis. That's a cracker. That one's a cracker, okay? Mauricio says about, mentions Kate's gender. Well, I'll leave that for you guys to decide, look. Of course. I'll tell you what, a lot of people don't accept it about Meghan. But I'm convinced on that one. Kate, but who knows? Yeah, probably. Why change a habit of a lifetime? The kept girls, the kept grits, thanks for joining. He's saying the sibling along is what I heard from that. Oh, I hope the audio's alright on your end. Yeah, we lost Lynn to her bed, but thank you for joining us anyway. Yeah, Maria Sol Nevada, I agree with you. Denise Thompson, you think we'll find out everything soon? Maybe. Or maybe not. Who's to say this is anything new? Like I said, we saw William and Harry being presented. Did they look any more genuine? Maybe. Right, we could see Charlotte's christening. I'll tell you what, we'll watch about 2 seconds of that because I'm not sure. Oh my. That just crashed, bear with me. Okay. I hope that still lines up well your end. And like I said, we could look at Charlotte's christening if anyone is interested in that one. I'll check the videos lined up. Oh. Alright, Charlotte. Here we go. Charlotte's christening. I'm not sure how long the video goes on for. I'm not going to make you sit through tons of it. I just want to see whether it's a moving.
Proud grandparents Prince
1 minute
Charles
26.
and Duchess Camilla led the way, and the Cambridge family of 5 followed. Older brother Prince George and big sister Princess Charlotte ready to celebrate the baptism of their little brother Prince Louis. The 11-week-old prince.
Sorry guys, I got mixed up. That was Louis' christening. Brilliant. Okay. In which case we will. Oh, we keep losing. One. That's alright, we'll find the video on here. Ruby Roberts, they couldn't be bothered with the hassle of a real baby, they couldn't handle a real child. Very true, it does take a lot of looking after. Cannot argue with that. Right, who is it? Prince Louis introduced. Hopefully we can find the video on here. Let's see. We'll try that one. 1 minute 41. Yeah, this is a curious one in my book. Okay guys, let me ask you this. Where have we seen... Oh, hang on. Yep. Where have we seen this hand movement before? Does it look familiar to you? Look at those fingers, look what they're doing in a minute. Ever seen a baby make those hand movements? I think we have. like with the first baby, King George. It's identical finger movements that the baby. Do all babies make that? Is that the only movement a newborn baby can make? Is wiggling his fingers and like that? One of our commenters did say, where was it? Not to name and shame, but they said something along the lines of it would be too complex for a robot to move like that. Well, okay. You'll notice we didn't get to see a overhead shot of, you know, a picture of the face, and I'll show you the reason for that in a minute. It's weird, trust me. It is weird. Where is it? Where is that picture? Oh, my computer is on a go slow, I'm afraid. I've got to shut some items down. Here we go. This, seriously, is baby they're presenting. Right, is it just me? Is it just me, or does that look a bit odd? This is the one with the wiggling fingers, same as George had. Exact same, identical wiggling fingers. Very strange. The other cat girl, finger and hand positions like George, not just like George, identical. Right, I'm wondering. Okay. Right, well I'm wondering if within here the reason Harry, when he was carrying George, made a point about how heavy he was because oh, hang on. I wonder if it was because he's holding a bag of basically a robot, a machine, something with wiggling hands. It sounds crazy to say it, but then you see a face like that on what was supposed to be a royal baby, couple it with the identical finger movements, and it gets me questioning. It makes me wonder, it is insane. Of course it's mad to say that the royal baby's a doll. People would be sectioned for believing that. But when you see things like this, how can you even... Yeah. They've done a good job of making people not understand how they could be deceived. It's a bit weird. I think I'm going to take a couple of minutes. I'll find an interesting video if you guys don't mind me having taking 2 minutes, although I will be shutting down soon. I think I've been going a while actually. Yeah, nearly an hour. I'll be ending it soon, like I said. I appreciate everyone who's joined. I'll just have a quick look at some of the comments. Came out from under a petri dish. Right guys, I'll be back in a second. Okay, sorry guys. yeah, I just thought I'd share that last little bit with you again. Right, we could watch my computer's going very slow now. The last kind of video I was going to show was Prince Louis's christening, because I think by that point, a few months after, it would have been using a real child. Surely at some point they must move on to using a real child. I don't personally know how sophisticated robots are. I wouldn't say it's beyond the realms of possibility to have a head and a set of moving arms, meanwhile everything else is covered. So yeah, who knows, eh? The cat girls, I appreciate your feedback, thank you. Ruby Roberts came out from a petri dish, and yeah, so what do you think about that picture? I don't think, yeah, I don't know. You sound mad just saying it, but yeah. Right, do we want to catch a few minutes of the christening? Diane W, it is very creepy. Maybe for security reasons, but they do not realise cameras can zoom in. It irks me they think people are stupid. So you think they're using a doll but for security purposes? This has come up a bit, like I've said, other people have made that comment. Right, can we watch the christening? Oh, no, actually I don't think they let people in for the christening, but they do show off coming in. 1 minute 46.
The 11-week-old prince was the star of the day. Duchess Kate glowed in a cream-colored Alexander McQueen dress while carrying her sleeping son. Prince William was on daddy duty, holding the hands of Louis's older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Meghan was elegant in a pale olive green Ralph Lauren dress and Fascinator by Stephen Jones. She and Prince Harry arrived showing some PDA by holding hands.
We don't really see William and Kate do it, but we do see Harry and Meghan do it. That's their style. There's no etiquette as such. If they feel like holding hands, then no one's going to tell them not to. But I do think we see them on more formal behaviour when they're with the Queen.
Little Louis has 6 godparents, and the group does not include Meghan and Harry.
For all 3 of their children, rather than ask extended family members, they basically asked close friends. Their sort of rule of thumb has been friends over family.
A notable absence? The baby's great-grandparents. Where was the Queen?
I think on this one, the Queen decided that she was going to graciously bow out. She has got quite an important visit coming up at the end of the week. Donald Trump coming to visit the Queen at Windsor.
Duchess Kate's sister Pippa showed off a bit of a baby bump while arriving with her husband, James Matthews. Tomorrow, Meghan and Harry begin a trip to Ireland, marking the Duchess's first overseas trip since becoming a member of James Matthews.
Okay, what do we think, guys? This is the next one that's going to be having a baby. You can only imagine what it would look like. Along with this guy, whoever these two people. I know who Pippa is, well, supposed to be. Anyone know who this person is? Whatever. Right, guys, I am going to start ending soon. I will lead you out. I do have another video, another follow-up that I made about the birth certificate. It's for me questionable, and yeah, I think it would be one way to end my live stream, as it is coming up to nearly midnight here in the UK. I hope you've all been enjoying it, and thank you for anyone who's, the people that have stuck with me, stayed without. One thing I will show you that has come up now on my dashboard with YouTube Live, and would... Oh, I'm getting video output low again. Perhaps that's been happening all night. I don't know. Right, Stacey Skywatch, tyranny in blue lights. Yeah, very true. Exactly. Right, this is something I want to point out. Right, I have had... Say hello to Super Chat. Super Chats are features, messages that users can buy to stand out during your live chat. Each time a Super Chat is purchased, you'll earn a piece of the pie. Turn on Super Chat to get started. Is it something I should put on? Would it be... Because I've never put adverts on any of my videos. I've never asked for donations. It's not something I would expect to get paid for. My videos aren't really good enough to require payment for, but I don't know, what would you guys feel if I pressed the enable button? Would I lose a bit of my credibility? I'm not sure. I'd love to get your feedback on it. Anyone that's still watching us, my thing says there's about 19 of you, which is good for me. Very good for me. Yeah. Right, just read Ruby Roberts. They have made sure most people are far too busy to care. I got to say, I think that... Mr. X, go for it, thank you. I got to say, I think these are for people that want their comments to stand out, and it's not like I said, I've got 19, 20 people watching. It's not really necessary, because it's not difficult. It's not difficult to get your messages read out on here. I read out pretty much everyone. I try to. Mudlark doing that with Thames. Hi, I will watch this tomorrow. No problem, Mudlark. I couldn't watch live. That's a shame, but don't worry. I'm going to come to an end, and I'm not going to take this video down at the moment. Mudlark, what do you reckon about enabling Super Chat? Because you've been with my channel since I've started doing live streams. So someone like you, would it be discrediting my message a bit if I enabled it? Obviously, yeah, it would be... I'm not sure if it's necessary. Maybe I should hit the don't show me this again and stick with my... The cat girls, before you leave, you're on your way, okay? Super Chat just allows chatters to stand out and donate. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm well, I don't know. Like I said, I've never asked. Mudlark says, why not have Super Chats? Alright. Like I say, Mudlark's probably my longest viewer. He's been with me ever since I pretty much remember him on my first live stream, along with Sweet Baby Kitten, and there's another one who tunes in often, right from the beginning. Rainbow Bright, another great YouTuber, she's worth checking out. Alright guys, so yeah, if Mudlark thinks it's cool, I hope everyone's happy with me doing that. No idea if it can be turned on mid-chat. Oh, I don't think I'm allowed. Let's see. Monetization. See, I've never switched that on, because once you put on monetization, you limit what you can upload. So you have to then be very cautious. Embed live stream. I certainly wouldn't do a Patreon. Where's live chat? Super Chat. Oh, I'm ineligible. You must enable monetization before you can enable Super Chat. Right. Well, as I just said, I wouldn't do that, because it means I can't. I'm not doing that. Not for me. Right, like I said, I'm gonna go to... Yeah, I was gonna show you my birth certificate video before I close out. 4 minutes 31. Yeah, Mudlark used to watch... Yeah, of course you were with me when I was still Obby Lions, my first channel. A few of those videos are still out there if anyone wants to see any of them. A lot of them made it over onto 153 News. I'm going to put a link to that in the chat in a sec, if anyone can see is interested in that. Let's slow this down. Right. Yeah, thanks everyone that has joined me, okay? Ruby Roberts, even his Woody. Hey, and Christy is watching from Iowa. Thank you for joining us. Mudlark, I agree. Everything about the Meghan and Harry marriage is fake. There's got to be, I'm of the opinion now that everything about the royal family is fake. Right, is my channel going to come up? Let's see. I just want to quickly share my 153 channel. Of course, I'm on Twitter. There's a link in the description of this video. Oh, there we go. Copy. Right, that's going into the chat. Oh, I just realised. There's no chat then. Right. Right, Mr. X, your comments being held for review for some reason. I'm going to show it. Let's see why not. Nothing offensive about that. What I'm aware of. But here comes my V. Right, yeah, like I say, my 153 news channel is in the chat. Right, where were we? We're going to watch the Royal Birth Certificate and why I didn't buy it. Okay guys, enjoy. I'll be back in a minute. Hi everyone, following on from my earlier video about the royal baby, I can now say they've decided to release the birth certificate, but as you might expect with a phony pregnancy and phony birth, there's some issues with it. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I'll just go back to my earlier video. I've got to say I've been overwhelmed with comments on that one. I am reading them and replying to them as fast as I can. I do appreciate anyone who takes the time to leave a comment, so thank you. In fact, one of them was pointing out that they had now released the birth certificate. For some people, that's proof that this pregnancy must be legit, but I'm afraid not for me, especially not when you take a closer look at it. It was something they were originally going to keep private, according to the Daily Mail, but they've now decided that they'll make it public. In fact, we'll just take a look at the birth certificate. It all looks pretty much as you would expect. Everything is entered as it would be, until you come down to informant. Name and surname. Usual address. I certify particulars entered above a tree to the best of my knowledge and belief. Harry. Signature of informant. Where's the signature of informant? Okay, well surely they haven't left anything else off the birth certificate, have they? Signature of registrar. Well, we've got a name, Dima Vida, but again, no signature. It's a bit weird, isn't it? Was this hastily knocked together and put out before anyone could sign it? Very possible. Like I said, I've had a huge amount of comments on that earlier video. A lot of people pointing out some of the comical aspects of this interview they did where they for the first time showed off the baby, which I'm going to say was a very lifelike looking silicone doll. Quite a few people said the Queen wouldn't be prepared to pose in a picture where Meghan's carrying a doll. Now, I'm going to say all these people, in order to keep their way of life, I mean, look at the finery in which they live. They've got palaces and huge amounts of money handed out to them. I'm going to say they'll go along with any lie to keep that way of life going. Others pointed out this weird picture they released, supposedly of baby Archie's legs and the quite odd position that they're in. Now, on the one hand, yeah, they do look a slightly weird bending going on there, but I wouldn't say it's impossible for a baby to do that, although it must be doing some weird angles. I guess it'll be very good at yoga in it when it grows up. Other people quite accurately pointed out that getting Megan to walk down this thing just days after giving birth is a bit of a stretch, especially wearing high heels. Fully agree with you on that. This tells us that the baby arrived at 5:26 on May the 6th. They're liking their 5s and 6s. I always like to look at the numbers, having been shown that they code all these fake stories with numbers. The Telegraph tells us the private Portland hospital's 5-star service includes waiters serving patients champagne and lobsters, although the Sussexes are unlikely to have availed themselves of the full facilities after being admitted in the middle of the night before being safely discharged and at home in Windsor by the following afternoon, meaning that she was in that hospital for less than 24 hours. If we're to believe what we're told about Megan, this is her first baby, although again a lot of the commenters pointed out that she supposedly had children before. I find that hard to believe, but I thought that generally first-time mothers were kept in hospital a little bit longer, but unless she had like a ridiculously easy pregnancy, I guess they were able to send her back to her state-paid mansion by the following afternoon. So, are you easily convinced? Are you now convinced by this unsigned birth certificate that what they're telling us about Megan giving birth is legitimate? Personally, I'm not convinced. But I would like to thank the commenter who pointed out that the certificate had been made available. Even though she wasn't agreeing with my video, I'd still, like I say, I welcome all feedback on these videos. It's always good to have other people's take on it. I always like to keep an open mind. So, and the same with this one. If you've got anything to add, it'd be great to hear it in the comment section. And thank you for watching. Okay, right, I'm gonna check out the chat. Bear with me. Right, what I should have done. From the pop out. Right, I'll just read it from here. Sorry guys, you've probably seen the chat coming up twice, because the thing I was using to monitor the chat is now come down. Mudluck, what were you saying about judging by him making racial comments to his own colleagues? I don't think he likes non-white much. You are absolutely correct. It's funny how many people have commented about videos like this being racist that I'm making, because it was about Megan. When how people forget the seriously racist comments that Prince Harry was reported to have made when he was in the army, and that was brushed under the carpet. But even saying things like that, just bringing up truthful facts about the royal family, will have people calling you hateful, saying you're jealous of these people. It's crazy. Darlin 44, you love the channel. That is excellent, thank you. I'd love to hear that. Many of you guys, Christy G. Darren is so cute. Sorry, who's Darren? Is that the... Yeah, I think I know who Darren is. It's the silicon doll, isn't it? Marcia Nevada, definitely a doll. Absolutely. Ruby Roberts, you can see it every time they're together, something between those two for sure. Bobby, we're being deceived. Mauricio, yes, a lot of stuff in life is indeed a deception, of course. Right, Cynthia G asks a very common question. You don't think she is a he, but that baby is definitely a dog. Someone tell me what's the purpose of all this. I understand if she got a surrogate, so where's the real baby? Why don't they bring Cynthia? Unless, as far as I'm concerned, unless you accept that she is a he, you'll never understand their reasons for doing it. As far as I'm concerned, the only the only viable reason, because if all these women never had babies of their own, then maybe people would start questioning some. No way of convincing a person that a he really is a she, than making them pregnant. As we found, a lot of people find it tough to swallow that someone on TV might be wearing a pregnancy stomach, a moon bump. Right, Cynthia G. Right, thank you for your comment though. Mr. X, it seems they are making mistakes giving out red herrings along the way. Yes, probably deliberately giving out red herrings. And Mudlark thinks Meghan will end up being sacrificed like Princess Diana. Possibly. Well, I wonder if the person that played Diana is probably still well and among us. A few people have suggested possible identities that they go as, but who knows? Yeah, Mr. X comments that the picture of the Queen meeting the baby's Photoshop. It very possibly is. I would not put it past them being able to do Photoshop the Queen into a picture, of course. It was a weird comment they made about, Meghan made about, we just bumped into what's the Queen's miserable husband called? Philip. They say, we've just seen Philip down the corridor, as if they're all living in a house together, where the Queen and Philip live somewhere completely different to Meghan and Harry. Crazy. So yeah, of course, why wouldn't they Photoshop the Queen into a picture if it looks good? Someone else said that Harry and Meghan were stood in front of a green screen when they made that interview, the first interview. Probably, possibly, they do a lot of things for the news in front of a green screen. Wouldn't be at all surprised if that was the case. Marisol, Kate is a he, the female roles will, yep. Yeah, it's certainly looking that way, Mauricio. It's a shambles and Mr. X said that may well bring the Windsors down now. I gotta say, they've been doing this for decades probably. They've been faking pregnancy. Mr. X, you've given us a link, I'm going to show it. Don't see why not. Yeah, Cynthia J, of course the birth certificate is not legitimate, but it's enough to fool a lot of people. Yeah, dial in 44, I know who exactly, is she white, purple, yellow, but yeah, I don't think that the person playing the part of Meghan is really what they would maybe call African American or Afro-Caribbean. I don't believe they're genuinely black. That's not her original ethnicity, right? Mudlark. The Royals have paid trolls on YouTube. Well, maybe. I've not been hit too badly with them. I've had a lot of people leaving stupid comments, but I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of them believed it, so yeah, I'm not going to say everyone that disagrees with me is a troll, because I can understand why people don't agree. Cynthia G, yeah, I know I sound like I'm underwater. Is it more bearable than that terrible hissing noise that my last video was like? I hope it's been understandable to you. Yeah, anyone who missed my last live stream, it is up on 153, for which I shared a link recently. It's gone midnight this end, so I'm gonna start wrapping up. I'm grateful to everyone that joined it. I was going to show one last video, nothing to do with Harry and Meghan or royal families whatsoever. It was Buzz Aldrin being interviewed. There's another deception altogether. It's only like a 2-minute interview by ITV News or BBC News. It doesn't take long, but it says something really weird. Maybe I should leave that for the next one. I don't know. My cursor isn't even showing up anymore. That's how tired out my computer is. I reckon it's all gonna crash on me in a minute. So I think I'm probably gonna end it there. Cursor, nope, not working. Sorry guys. I think I've stretched my computer and its capabilities about as far as I can. So I'll have to leave that Buzz Aldrin video for another day. Basically very weird, he's sort of going about how how they were worried they were going to do something wrong. You know, the stress of being the first people on the moon. I'm not sure whether many of my people watching this tonight are interested in the space deception. Because yeah, if you think the royal deception is big, or one thing, then wait till you come across the space deception that is out there. Right. Thanks everyone for commenting. Had a good few of you tonight. More than we usually get, which isn't unusual. I mean, I'm not surprised. As I said, my subs have increased hugely, and it's excellent having lots of people commenting. Where are we now? Right, I want to find a list of my commenters, so yeah, I can say thanks to you all. Especially if you sat through the whole, how long have we been going? Hour and 26 minutes we've been going. Yeah, I'm gonna close out for the night, okay? Especially as, like I said, my computer's about to die on me, but it's no longer loading up the web page. Right, I'm gonna quit while I'm in my head, like I said. Oh, we're about to come back. Yeah, Ruby Roberts, thank you for commenting. Mudlark, Mr. X, Dylan, Maria Sol Nevada, Christy G. You enjoy my vids? Brilliant. Yeah, the Kept Grits, thank you for commenting as well. And Diane W, Stacey Skywatch, Kieran in Blue Light, couldn't agree more. I've recognised that name, Stacey. I think I follow you on YouTube, don't I? Is that right? Stacey... Oh, Stationary. Are you the same person, or have I mixed you up a bit? Anyway, thanks everyone. Okay, Dylan 44. It's been great having you all along. Right, good night everyone. And I'll be back soon with some kind of follow-up video. I try and do a couple a week. 1 or 2 a week. And yeah, I'll do my best to keep that going, alright? Greetings everyone. Take care everyone. Good night from the UK.